I'm RJ Nestor, business, executive, and productivity coach. And in this video, I just want to take a moment and update my extension video for Roam42 and now SmartBlocks version 2 that David Vargas has produced and put out there for us. Previously, version 1 of SmartBlocks was contained within Roam42. If you want to use SmartBlocks version 2, you have to install the separate extension in order to make that work. So I wanted to kind of update that and show you both installations. And actually in this video, I'm going to show you how to install an extension manually, mainly because I've discovered that people sometimes wind up with the code not showing up in a code block, and then the extension doesn't work. So I'm going to show you how to do it manually, so you get a sense of what they're supposed to look like, just in case something doesn't go right in a future installation. If you do it automatically, you'll know what to look for. So first off, the first thing to note about installing these extensions is that it actually doesn't really matter where in your graph they go. You can put them on any page. A lot of people think you have to put them on the Roam/JS page. You don't. You just have to put them nested under a block that references that Roam.js page. So since we're going to install 2 extensions in this video, I'm going to create 2 pages in this nice fresh graph that I have here. A Roam42 page and a SmartBlocks version 2 page. So Roam42, we'll make a page, new page, and then I'll just bring it over to the sidebar so we can keep it on the screen. And then I will open a page for SmartBlocks, or create a page for SmartBlocks version 2. And we'll have that open over here. So in order to manually install an extension, you need to do 2 things before you copy the code of the extension. First things first, you need to bring in the Roam.js reference. And it's a slightly special reference. You'll recognize this from like the to-do format or the done format. Whenever Roam wants to render something other than just the text, it needs to show it in braces first. So the braces being the curly braces. So you'll want 2 of those, and then you'll want then you want the double brackets, the normal square brackets, and then you will reference Roam/JS. Having done so, we'll actually create the page that you need. So now there is a Roam/JS page, and it also creates this. And you'll note it says, do you want to run the code blocks nested here? So I'm clicking right within the light red, not the dark red yet, because I don't have any code there to know what I'm doing with. So clicking here, I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit tab to nest underneath it. And now I'm going to bring up the code block, / start typing code block. You can see the second thing down there when I start typing is code block. And actually, look at this. This is new. They now can call up different types of code blocks from scratch. If you just go to JavaScript's code block, you'll have a block that's already set to JavaScript. Actually, that's always been the default for code block anyway. But now you have everything you need in order to copy in the code from roamjs.com, which is David Vargas' site. Let me do the same over here on the Roam42 page. I could just copy paste it, but so you can watch it happen again. Let's do it again. So double braces, curly braces, double brackets, Roam/JS, enter, tab, and then bring up the code block. And since now we have JavaScript code blocks, I love that in this video you actually get me to discover that, you get to watch me discover that Roam has changed some of that slash menu there. So now we have on both pages, we are ready to get these things set up. So let me switch over now to the Roam.js site. So you'll notice here this is roamjs.com. Now I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Actually, I'll put a link directly to the extensions, but I wanted to show you the full site. This is David Vargas' site where he has a lot of different extensions to Roam. The ones that we want today, you'll see by clicking on docs here, I opened up all of these extensions. We want to have a look at Roam42. And we want to have a look at SmartBlocks. They happen, in this case, to be right next to each other in that column because alphabetically they're 4 apart, apparently. So I'll start with Roam42. By clicking on Roam42, you get a lot of description, you get a lot of information about it. But the main thing you need is right here, manual installation. Within this slightly lighter box here is the code. So I'm just going to drag to get everything. Note there is a little extra brace down here. You don't want to miss that. So everything from the variable definition up here, the VAR, down through that lone spot there where you have that lone curly brace. Copy that. I'm hitting Control C on my Windows PC, Command C on a Mac or whatever. And now we're going to go back to the Roam graph. And in doing so here, then we go, that was the Roam42 code. We will go to the code block for Roam42 and Control or Command V to paste that in there. And I'm not going to click this button yet. We'll come back at the end and do that. But now we have the Roam42 code in the code block where it belongs. Let's go back real quick here to the page here on Roam.js to grab the SmartBlocks code. So under manual installation, we're on the SmartBlocks page. There's a load of information about SmartBlocks down here. Dive in to the extent that you feel comfortable doing so. Same thing here. We want to get from the VAR, defining the variable, all the way down to the closing of the curly brace there. Control or Command C. And then we will go back over to Roam. And then we'll come to SmartBlocks version 2, code block within the block, and Control or Command V to paste those there. So you'll notice this is the SmartBlocks JavaScript code, and this is the Roam42 JavaScript code. Now there's only one thing left to do. And I encourage you to watch up here in this menu area as we click in and click the Yes, I Know What I'm Doing button for Roam42. This is just to make sure that if you have, you don't want to run random JavaScript, it doesn't run it automatically. It makes you have to actively make that choice. So I'm going to click Yes, I Know What I'm Doing. And as that loads, there will be up here a new thing that jumps out. There it is, the Roam42 menus. In particular, I like to use Workbench for a couple things. If you needed to activate it, you would come down here and click on Workbench to activate it. It is right now defaulted to on, but just so you know, that's where that is. And then for SmartBlocks version 2, we'll click Yes, I Know What I'm Doing, and now SmartBlocks version 2 is also running in the graph. And anything that you want to do, SmartBlocks version 2 uses XX as the trigger code, so if you want to run a SmartBlock or one of the predefined ones or build some of your own, you can find them with XX. So that is how you install any extension in Roam. This same thing works for that. You do the Roam.js, then indent under it, open yourself up a code block with JavaScript, and then paste it in there. And at the end, you click those buttons. And in particular, this is how you can load Roam42 and SmartBlocks version 2. I hope that was useful for you. If it was, subscribe to this channel. Also, I have a course, a live cohort course called AP Productivity that I launch from time to time as I film this. The next one coming up will be October 18th of 2021. And that course is all about how you can build your systems in Roam research that will help you be both more productive, but also open up that bandwidth so you can think about the bigger picture in your life. So we're not just talking about, how to deal with the daily grind, but we're talking about how to systematize those daily routines, those weekly routines, those things so that you can begin to see how they serve your bigger picture and where you truly want to be. If that sounds like something that would be of interest to you, I put the link to the sign up for AP Productivity down in the course or down in the video description here. And if we're in between cohorts at the time, there'll be an email sign up there so you can be reminded when the registration launches. So hopefully that's something that would be of interest to you as well. Do keep an eye out. I'm about to release a video where I share a recurring action smart block that helps take care of that problem that Roam doesn't really have a way of dealing with recurring actions in a systematic way. I think we've largely solved that with the smart block, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you as well. So do keep an eye on my channel for that.